So guys, good afternoon. Yesterday I wasn't posting anything because there was nothing new. I got the time also to rest a little bit, sleeping a lot. That I enjoyed because the last week I had maximum sleep to around 3 hours a day, not more, but yesterday was a good day. So for this moment, we see that Bitcoin is going down, Ethereum, Solana following. And in this video, I'm gonna talk about some fundamentals, what will probably happen or what's expecting us during the next days. Last not least, while I will talk a little bit about that, I need first of all to thank to the followers of this channel and also Tradingview, and also those people, especially those people who have been contacting me on Instagram. You guys got the trade plans, and also thank you very much for your support. It's not enough. In this video, I'm going also to show you or to help you if there are some, for example, who are new to trading, have troubles with trading plans and trading strategy, to give a bonus trading strategy to share it with you. But I'm gonna also talk a little bit more about that. First of all, we see here that the scammers, no, that's my post that I was posting in reaction of the biggest crypto scammer of all time, Michael Saylor, who has partnership in SMCI and his own company MSTR. We see he's announcing a lot of fake news, like the stock went up to 400, 500% and more, whatever. But in reality, we see that the MSTR is down 43%. That means if you have been investing your money in MSTR, now your losers would be, or your loss would be more than 43% of your account. Meaning if you have been, for example, investing in this stock $10,000, then currently that amount, but it depends on what period of time you have been entering. If you have been, for example, entering here, still here, then you have been still in profit. If you have been entering or buying the stock here also, but if you have been, for example, buying the stock here or even here, now you have been, worst case would be plus minus. If you have been buying the stock here, definitely you have been losing money, and a lot of people who I know have been stuck. Their price was here and now they have been losing 43%. The stock has lost 43%, and 90% of all people are margin call, meaning they have lost 90% of their money. 90%. I don't know in which country you are, but $10,000 is a lot of money, and a lot of people need to work for that. Not only 1 year, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Then they believe the scam of this guy, this motherfucker son of the bitch, and because he's spreading a lot of scam and lies. And then what happened? The stock fall 43%, and it's just the beginning, guys. So I was shorting the stock here, and from here aggressively. Every 2 hours I was selling and added my sell positions, and the first target is $100, right? So he was talking, so I was selling the stock at around now 1,915. 109,030 was the highest price. So, and the target is $100. So we see here the stock made a move from 2022 or 2021 it took more than 3 years to come here, and it took less than 3 weeks to come here, right? That's the power of bears, the power of truth. And if we go on this page of this scammer, we see now he's stopping a little bit, but we see here that he's not stopping of just using not anymore these fantasy pictures, but another kind. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 coins, and then that awakes the images of, if you had, for example, 8 bitcoins, the price is 60,000, worth of $480,000, and it's go to 1 million, then how much money you would have, and these, all the threats, right? And spreading, yes, Bitcoin is the future, and blah, 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 blah. Guys, we all know, and you know it better, is not true. Then I found another report on CNBC, but I must say, for the first time, a Bitcoin analyst was talking about a good truth, and I must say I liked it. So I want to first of all, together with you, watch this video, then I will comment that.
News for the miners and other institutions keeping the currency managed. Joining us now to explain all this is Meltem Demirors, advisor and former chief strategy officer at CoinShares. Meltem, welcome. Good to have you with us. In simple terms, what is going on here? What is happening?
Sure. The halving is a very descriptive term. The Bitcoin network uses a proof of work algorithm, which means that miners use energy and computation through these special chips called ASICs to validate blocks. They put transactions that are submitted into the network into these blocks, and people who submit transactions pay fees. Now, as a reward for doing this work, miners compete to earn the Bitcoin block reward. It started out at 50 Bitcoin per block, and then it has halved ever since then. So we went down to 25, 12.5, 6.5, and now 6.25, and now we're going down even more. So basically what that means is there's less inflation, less new Bitcoin mined. And what that means for miners who currently are getting 80 to 90% of their revenue from that block reward and not from those transaction fees, it means their revenue potentially is going down.
Their revenue would go down because they're still going, and I guess their profitability, because they're going to still have to invest a set amount of capital, let's put it, to extract half as many Bitcoin or half as much block, right?
Absolutely. But the other component here, right? So miners have fixed costs in the sense that they have chips that they buy, they have data centers that they operate. And what's really fascinating, the Bitcoin network has $100 billion dedicated hardware and data center economy, over 20 publicly listed Bitcoin miners that command an aggregate market cap of about 20 billion. So this is a pretty big data center economy that's been built around Bitcoin. But what miners can do is they can use lower cost sources of power. So we see a lot of miners switching their facilities on or off, particularly in places like Texas, to take advantage of periods of very low pricing on the grid.
Okay. In this part, she's explaining the halving that will, and also the cost of the miners. She's saying also that the miners have a lot of costs, and mentioning that the cost of the miners will also increase, and yet it is too high. And they will also suffer a lot while people who are buying, for example, Bitcoin or Bitcoin holders or whatever, in case the price rises higher, they will benefit of it. But the question is, who is the main part? Is the main part the holders of the Bitcoin, or is the big part, or the most important part, the miners? And the answer is simple: those are the miners. The second important question is, She is explaining a possibility, for example, how the costs of the miners could be reduced by, for example, cutting taxes and, well, the actions the government can take, the policy, the economic policy, the financial policy by the government, not only by the US but also worldwide. And that's exactly the problem, and very questionable if they are going to do that. If a government was, for example, interested in cutting taxes, they already would have it done until now. But we see that, especially after the fucking COVID time, and during this, the government started to make policies that suffering a lot of people worldwide. And in my opinion, they are not going to do that. And if yes, it will take a lot of time. To raise the taxes means that the income of the government will be reduced. And let's say you have a business running, and in your business your profit is skyrocketing, right? Every you sleep, next morning you wake up, you have more profit. You sleep, next morning you wake up, you have more profit, and so on and so on. Would you be interested to make a business or a business deal that will reduce your profit potential and say, okay, I will give chances to my competitor, I do this and do that, you make also profits? Would you do it? Really? I won't do that if I would be a government. Why? Because the profitability of a nation is also important on long-term targets it has, not only the financial one, but the financial policy is an instrument to maintain the government's power, right? Maybe in the region and possibly in the world. Let's talk about the United States, for example. They are regional superpower and also worldwide. And it would mean that and on the same time, we see that the deficit of the United States is increasing, right? We are talking here about trillions of dollars. That's the first one. The second one is they are on the same time investing a lot of assets, a lot of financial power, also in other nations. For example, yesterday they have been confirming a deal to help Ukraine with $61 billion to give them weapons, for example, right? This is only one example, and start to research in how many deals just United States has its fingers in, right? There are financial, there are society policy, there are propaganda policy, and so the list is long. If you start to write about that, I think even 1,000 books that have 10,000 pages is not enough to get finished, right? And while you get finished that book, they started more laws and more new policy. The second factor is the United States, and not only United States, a lot of nations, powerful nations, are supporting the US dollar. So the US dollar is something we can say the US dollar is untouchable. The US dollar is sacrosanct. The US dollar is inviolable. The US dollar is unimpeachable. The US dollar, or to destroy the US dollar, is taboo. The US dollar is inviolable, right? So, meaning that those governments or people who are involved in that those organizations we call governments, and we are not talking about the White House and politicians. We are talking about banks. We are talking about financial institutions. You can name them. So some call them conspiracies, some calling them Illuminati, whatever whatever names you have read, I don't know. But all those people have such an unimaginable financial power, and their only first priority is to protect and defend the US dollar, right? The US dollar. And they don't care if you buy Bitcoin, if you are scammers like Michael Saylor, like if you are traders like me or you or whatever. And everything what it takes to protect the US dollar is just fine enough for them. So this is the problem. The US dollar will stand. Look how the history of the US dollar. We are talking about currency now more than 300 to 400 years, but that currency is not just a currency. Just if the US dollar rises one tick, only one tick, right? 1/100th of a penny or cent, all the markets get shaken. All the markets get shuttled down and up. All the markets, there are markets, they crash immediately. For example, NASDAQ, right? We are talking here about a market that's more than $1 trillion market cap, NASDAQ, right? So, and who the fuck is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is nothing. The most important is Bitcoin is a valueless asset. It is an asset, but it is valueless. It has no value. It means if there is a crisis, Bitcoin down to zero, right? We have seen only an attack of some drones to Israel. What happened? Bitcoin down from, how much was it? 67, 68 to 59 in just 20 seconds, right? That's a valueless asset. Valuable assets are, for example, gold, commodities, right? The next question is if there is, for example, a war, right? Like, let's say your country get attacked, you are in war, no computers anymore, no electricity anymore. And then you must survive, right? And what do you need to survive? First of all, you need water. Water is a valuable asset. You need food. You need food, just a piece of bread that you can survive until the next day, right? And you cannot eat Bitcoin. But another asset is, for example, I know it from the World War II, it was alcohol and cigarettes, right? And alcohol and cigarettes, even in the bar, there are, for example, big currencies, right? If you are, for example, also in the jail, right? You see a lot of people, for example, okay, can you give me one cigarette? Yes, I give, but you must do this and that, or you must give me this. And the same will happen also in the war, right? So I'm not making advertisement for that kind of industry, known for alcohol industry, known for cigarette industry, or drugs or whatever. Drugs, right? Medicine is a valuable asset. Why? Because it can help you to survive the next 24 hours. And now I ask you something. What about Bitcoin? You are hungry, the enemy is behind you or right on the corner? And can you eat Bitcoin? And if yes, can you exchange Bitcoin with someone? What if that someone says, no, fuck your Bitcoin, I want to have cigarettes. Fuck your Bitcoin, I want to have alcohol. But if you have dollar, even in the war, all these currencies, especially the US dollar, during all the wars was and is and will be always the best fundamental currency and valuable asset. Gold as well, silver as well, precious metals as well, weapons, that kind. Bitcoin, it won't help you. I was thinking about this many times. If there is war, somebody give me, okay, give me one piece of your bread, I give you Bitcoin, I tell that person, go fuck yourself. Give me dollar or go away. That's all. Why? Because even not only during war, and we are in the time of wars, and I will shortly come to that point, but also if the war is over, the value of all those assets explode much more higher, right? There are some financial policies, for example, like rising or cutting the interest rates, that the dollar comes down. But it doesn't mean that the value of the US dollar is coming down. It just means that the price of the US dollar is coming down, right? So that's something different. And the bankers doing it, they exactly know the US dollar getting every day more expensive and expensive, but they have to take care on the economy not to heat up and to fight against the inflation. And even we have seen also the inflation times where the US dollar went up skyrocketing on the same time. So the US dollar doesn't care if there is inflation or if there is no inflation. Then I will show you here. We see here, for example, a very famous market. This is the market of crude oil, right? How are the prices of the crude oil converted in petrodollar? And what is petrodollar? Well, all the nations who are producing, exporting oil, they must sell the oil only in US dollar. You say, no, it's not true. Well, I give you the evidence. It's true. So we see here, experts react. The US just reimposed sanctions on Venezuela. What does this mean for energy markets and Venezuela's election? And then, look, this is the president of Venezuela. Venezuela is also an oil exporting country, which is closely aligned with the Islamic Republic. It's not because there are allies of the Islamic Republic, Iran, but that's the reason, because he told that he is going to sell his oil now for, not for the US dollar. He's going to sell his oil, for example, to Russians, but instead of selling it for US dollar, he will sell it for Russian ruble, or to the Chinese. He's going to sell his oil for Chinese yuan, for example, right? So what does that mean? That means that there are powerful persons who are governing the world, and they say, fuck yourself, president of the Venezuela, you sell for the US dollar or you sell nothing. And if you don't keep the shut up, then we will take over your country, we take all your oil. And they can do it. Seriously, they can do it, right? Then the next market, we see here, palladium, right? Precious metals, palladium, very as highly valuable metal, price in US dollar. Coffee, US dollar. Platinum, converted, you can trade it only versus the US dollar. Aluminium, oranges, right? Silver, wheat, gold, even gold, right? So, and nearly all the markets you can trading or tradable that have very big liquidity only in US dollar. That means that the US dollar is not questionable. So these guys like Michael Saylor are just talking bullshit. And I know exactly the US dollar is currently tolerating him, but he needs just to make a big mistake, and I show you in less than a second. It doesn't even take a second. The Bitcoin will go to zero. The MSTR and such companies will go to zero. So he is just, there's okay, we know that guy. So let him do his scam work, But there are a lot of traders who don't know this information and they fall into these emotional traps, right? So let's see what this lady is saying. So until now, what she's saying, I agree, but it was only an explanation about the suffering of the miners. And she's not going to mention that deeper. She's just talking about that. And I want to just explain what big problems are there and why these miners or the suffering of these miners will influence the price of Bitcoin much more than the Bitcoins or typical Bitcoin holders is expecting.
New models emerging for how Bitcoin is creating more transaction fees through ordinals, which are NFTs on Bitcoin, through new tokens on Bitcoin, and all sorts of other innovation. Creating more transaction fees through ordinals, which are NFTs on Bitcoin, through new tokens on Bitcoin, and all sorts of other innovation.
Well, I understood about.
So, and this is a point I don't agree with her, because there are financial instruments created around Bitcoin. So let's say we go here to the chart of Bitcoin. And this is the chart of Bitcoin, as you can see. And so on one side, we have Bitcoin here. So I make it a little thicker. All right. So this is Bitcoin, right? Traded versus the US dollar. And then we have now the manipulation, the big scam and scamming of financial institutes, for example, like MSTR and also BlackRock, who have been creating a lot of ETFs to manipulate the Bitcoin price. So we have, for example, Bitcoin ETFs. Then we have, for example, scam companies. So like MSTR. So, and we have, for example, other, let's say, instruments, right? There are different kinds of ETFs. This is ETF 1, pair 2 by BlackRock, 3, 4, 5, whatever, around Bitcoin, right? If you trade each one of these instruments, it will never have any effects on the Bitcoin price. Why? Because the products have been built around Bitcoin, so it's exactly the opposite the case, meaning Bitcoin price is going up, all these instruments are coming down, right? So all these instruments are coming down, and we have seen, for example, 43% alone during the last 3 days of MSTR, right? And that's the point I don't agree with here. And falsely, the 99.99.99% of traders or retail traders or people who have been making a lot of advertising for crypto, they should say that because they are getting paid by Bitcoin holders or Bitcoin companies to make advertising for Bitcoin. So they are talking positively about this. So yeah, ETF in Hong Kong. Oh, now the Bitcoin price is going down. No, brother, no, sister, that's wrong. Those ETFs can go even to 1 million, and on the same time, the Bitcoin price can go to zero. Why? Because those ETFs price, if they go to 1 million, let's say from $10 to $1 million, it's not because the Bitcoin price rising, of course, it has also impact, as I said, but mainly because of supply and demand for that single instrument, right? For example, Hong Kong ETFs, and now 1 billion people start from India, China, United States, United Kingdom, whatever, to buy these ETFs. And then the price is going up on the same time. And let's say on the same time, Bitcoin is going up too. That will affect, also has a positive effect on this instrument, or on this ETF. But the opposite is not true, right? This instrument can even go to $100 million, and Bitcoin dollars can, for example, move sideways or even go down. Why? Because these instruments around Bitcoin has no effect on Bitcoin. But there are some indicators and some instruments. If they move one tick, right, and you can have many positive events and news for Bitcoin, but those instruments, if they just move one tick to the opposite side, it will move Bitcoin down. And I'm not talk about those instruments and indicators in this video, but in another video. So, but that's the reality. That's the reason why in this point I'm not agreeing with her.
Happened historically to the price of Bitcoin post a halving?
Absolutely. So the reason Bitcoiners like halvings is these 4-year cycles give us great data. And over the last 3 halving cycles we've seen similar patterns in terms of how Bitcoin's price reacts. Now, I love talking about flows. Bitcoin's price is largely driven by inflows and outflows. So what we've seen since the start of the year with the launch of the 9 new Bitcoin ETFs is over $10 billion of net inflows into Bitcoin just from the ETFs. Over the last 4 weeks or so, we've seen some net outflows, particularly as Bitcoin's price has hovered in the 60 to 65K range. What's unique about this halving, though, typically we would see a new all-time high for Bitcoin 9 to 12 months after a halving. This cycle, we saw Bitcoin hit an all-time high before the halving. So we saw a new all-time high for Bitcoin posted in March. That's pretty unusual. We also have these ETFs that are fundamentally changing the nature of flows into and out of Bitcoin. So I think all bets are off this halving. I'm expecting we'll reach new all-time highs before the end of the year. But again, this cycle is looking a little bit different than the last 3 we've seen.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yes, and that's interesting what she's saying, that Bitcoin price, since its creation, is building a kind of cycles. So, and then they had during this time, I think twice or 3 times of halvings, and each time before halving happened, the market went down, right? And then after halving, the market found a kind of bottom and started to get higher and make new higher highs. It's some way through, as we have until now only three major higher highs in Bitcoin. Twice we had some years ago, and the last one is in 2024. And interestingly is, this time the market made the new higher high before the halving happened. So it means now I use another color. Let's say the market, for example, was at this period of time, then the halving happens, and then the market was expecting for a new higher high, right? But now exactly the opposite has happened. The halving is not happening, but the market made a higher high, and look, currently the market has not found its bottom, and we can expect now that the market will fall down and then somewhere then finds its bottom before it start first of all to get up. And if I'm saying to get up, first of all the market needs to come up to the current highest high level or all-time high level of all times, and then the market will possibly start to get higher. How long it's going higher or how far it can go higher is not here the question. The question is, a lot of people are talking halving coming and then the market will rise higher, and 99% of them are wrong. So it can happen something, the halving happens, the market goes, and I said it also many times in the last videos, we can even go higher, making then higher highs and all-time highs, and then we will come back again. Why? Because the liquidities, first of all, technically spoken, are not closed. So we have still this gap is not, then this gap at around 42 to 44,000 is not, this gap at around 39,000 is not, and we have many gaps also going down to 15K. So this is the first reason. The second reason is, if the market was willing to make it, and it hasn't done it, it has tried many times to get up but failed. So we have now a triple top, meaning people who are sitting here, they push down the market every time, powerful. But the very interesting question is, right, this was, for example, the right channel, right? So the market should make this move, let's say, to come here and then get down here and to get here and so on. But the market started to rally, making these new higher highs, and then power selling. And the question is, why did the market do this? Number one. Question number two is, who was behind that hype rally, right? Because it is a fake trend rally, right? A lot of people say, what a fake trend. A trend meaning the price going up, a downtrend means the price going down. Yes, of course. But we can't have also a fake trend, meaning the price going up. Everybody should think we go higher, and the people should get trapped to buy, and if they are sitting good in the market, right? So let's say the big guys were buying the market here, and now they hype the market, they wanna have higher prices, and then they say, okay, enough, take profit and now sell that bitch, and the market goes down. And we are exactly in this phase. The second phase is the fundamentals. the fundamentals are not looking good. And Bitcoin is dependent on fundamentals. Bitcoin is dependent on what other markets are doing. It's not the opposite. The other markets do not need Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is a servant market. Bitcoin is a bitch. They say go up, we go up. Bitcoin has to go up. They say go down, we go down. Bitcoin has to go down. Okay, so Bitcoin is your bitch. It is valueless and it's your bitch. It's a servant market. That's fact. We have seen 20 seconds, right? In 20 seconds, right? So let's see here. It was in March at this level. The market took around 4 weeks to come up from here to here, right? The market took 20 seconds to come down from here to here. Who has more power? I ask you. Be serious. Who has more power? Who has more power? In 20 seconds, they drop down the price of something you have been taking more than, and I am very kind, right, to those people. 4 weeks, more than 3.5 to 4 weeks. But in reality, Bitcoin needed now more than 10 years or even 12 years to receive that level. 12 years, right? So this is a big mountain, right? You need from here to come here 20 years and you fall down in 20 seconds, right? Who is more powerful? That's fact. And this is the US dollar. These are the tech companies. We see a company going bankruptcy, Bitcoin price falling down. This is the VIX, right? This is these are the oil prices. These are the S&P, some S&P sectors. This is the EPX index, right? So this is the BVOL index, right? They move down just, and also this is gamma and much more indicators and instruments. If they move to the other side, Bitcoin is done. What does it tell you? It just tells you, be careful of believing the scam and the facts, guys, right? And we see today, so during the last 2 days since Friday, then the market made a correction. On the same time, Ethereum and also Solana. So, and we see in a downtrend, so a correction, and then Bitcoin is going down again. And if halving was having an impact on this, then it would mean that the Bitcoin price should get up to that direction, but it's not happening, right? And if it's going up, it's going a little bit slowly, but coming down. It's going then slowly coming down. It's going slowly coming down, like an elevator, right? So you use steps to get up, and you use the elevator then to come down, right? So this is the first thing. Therefore, and then we have the danger of war of Iran, Israel, and that risk is now increasing more than ever. Israel has been attacking Iraq, and as I told you, there are different scenarios, and now we see then this is the state of Israel, and among Israel there are some nations. So, and then there is then somewhere here Iran. So, and if you mark it, yeah, that way, This is Israel, and this is then Iran somewhere. I'm not good in drawing. Whatever. Now, Israel is, and Iran has a lot of proxies here, and also here in Lebanon, right? And Israel has been giving an ultimatum to civilians during the last 24 days. Please go away. We will attack with bombs Rafah, right? And so Israel is not killing civilians. If it's happening, I don't know. So, but that's my personal opinion, right? Everybody has its own opinion. We have seen also if Islamic Republic, Hamas, and all these proxies attacking Israel, the target are not only the government. The target, number one, are to kill the civilians, people like you and me, our mothers, brothers, sisters, civilians, just people they have nothing to do with military. And they say, okay, you are Jewish, it doesn't matter you are a child, it doesn't matter you are a woman, a man, old or young, you must die because you are Jewish. You are Jewish. That's the point of view. And we have seen Israel has been attacking, and go on Twitter, not even one civilian, not even one animal was hurt. They attacked only these military bases, right? And also there all these proxies, because many of these proxies, for example, are living also in these military bases, right? Iran giving them a lot of money, whatever. So, and now Israel attacking, after this attack, Iran keep the shut up, silent, doing nothing. And Israel attacked yesterday, attacking at this moment in Iraq, all these military bases, and also in Syria. Why? A big war is coming. Now the ground is extremely clean of all these proxies. So, right? And Israeli military is very, very intelligent guys. They are fighting since 72 years every day. And before that, they have been fighting against the Nazis of Germany. Imagine that. More than 80, 90 years, right? Since 1930. You should ask yourself now, more, let's say something around 100 years, all those people actively, every second they are fighting. If you fight every second of your life, guy, you are then an amazing fighter, warrior. You know everything about war, right? You develop a kind of feeling, sense how to fight when you get attacked, what should you do, whatever, right? So if you are making sports, martial arts, right, and you are training, for example, karate or MMA or ultimate fighting or whatever, you do it since 50 years. Guy, you are an expert. You develop then a reflex, right? And Israel is making, first of all these little enemies clean. And then the only opponent is not Iran, but there are the real proxies living here, and also this military of Iran. That's the target. So they cleaning all this, and they don't say nothing. They don't say nothing to the media. That's not their business. On the other side, now the British and also Americans and also here Spania, the warships are at the harbor of Lebanon to attack here to support Israel. Here are the British, then French American and British tornadoes here. So on the other side, then we have the Pakistan. So the Taliban keep the shut up, they do nothing. But in northern here, still there are also US boys in some former republics of Russia or Soviet Union. So then we have here Azerbaijan against Armenia. So Armenians has been defeated, and Azerbaijan, a big partner of Israel, has now placed its military here. So meaning target, 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 target. What does that mean? Here we have oil, guys. Oil, right? Here we have here oil. Here Persian Gulf. We have here oil, right? Oil, oil, oil. In Iraq, oil, oil. What does that mean now? When the war begins, not if, it will happen, but when it begins, the oil price skyrocket, the dollar skyrocket, the gold skyrocket, commodities skyrocket, precious metals skyrocket, and then tech down, stocks down, ETFs down. And what will happen? Who is the bitch here? It's the Bitcoin. What will happen to Bitcoin, guys? Bitcoin will go down. That's simple math. That's reality. Therefore, don't fall into that trap to say halving is there. Now we go to 1 million. Having dreams is very good. But having goals and being realistic and having realistic goals is much better. Right? Dreams is good. Dreams are good because it's motivating you to search, to work hard, and to find ways to fulfill those dreams. Better, you must have also goals and be realistic, right? And the reality is that Bitcoin will suffer a lot. Why? Bitcoin is a bitch, right? So that B stands for bitch. So therefore, if I'm talking to my team, so I know, okay, where's the bitch? And the tape, for example, at the ground, or they are telling me though the dog is below 60, right? So, and we have some names, there are a lot of numbers, so therefore we have some names, right? Where's the bitch, right? Though the dog going down to 50, right? So, and yeah, that's the reality what we know and we can say about Bitcoin. Of course, we don't underestimate that we will have also the price up. Why? Because there are also these guys who have been then hyping up then the market and sold it heavier. Why? They will hype the market again, even to some new highs again, right? To hype it and then to sell it higher, guys. Why do they want that? Yeah, the reason is to make more dollars, right? Why do you sell a bitch? Because you want to make dollars to drive your Lamborghinis, for example. That's the rate. Why do people have their bitches? That's all. It doesn't mean some have also male bitches, right? It's not, I'm not racistic, right? Black bitches, white bitches, red bitches, yellow bitches, because they want to make their money, guys. And Bitcoin is our bitch, right? Bitcoin is the bitch of these guys who are driving the prices higher, right? It can even they can drive the price to 200K, guys. Why do they do that? Now you know the answer: to sell it higher, more down, guys. Why? To make this one. This is the target. Bitcoin was made to make more this. This is the ultimate goal, guys. Why? Because which has, which has more value, the bitch or the dollar? Of course the dollar. This one has more value, guys. And this one was made to make more than this one, right? I have a question for you. A lot of people talking about fiat money and policy and then democracy and free of race or whatever. Guys, we all know that. Look, Israel was attacked by Iran by rockets, not only Hamas. So again, the question, right? How many people of the United Nations have been condemning to Israel? None. Zero. The number is zero. And then Israel told to the United Nations, if you mean it seriously, then go and put the IRGC of Iran into the list of terrorists. Why? Because they have planned all these terroristic attacks, right? For example, with connections, financing, funding the Hamas. We all know that. You know that. Okay. So, what did the United Nations do? Nothing. They said, no, we don't put the IRGCs. We know they have done it. We don't put them in terroristic attacks, right? On Friday evening, James Cameron, one of the members of UK Parliament, I think he's the current Prime Minister, whatever, of the UK, said, no, we don't put that. What does it tell you guys? Ask yourself. Everybody sees the crime, right? So now some say, okay, Israel has been killing people. Yes, of course. I'm talking about the last attack. I'm talking only about the last attack of Hamas. We have seen all the pictures, right? We have seen that girls have been found beheaded, raped, right? Sexually raped. We have seen all that. But these are also like sisters, brothers of mine and you. What would someone, right? Look in Uganda, look in Congo, right? Look in many other countries. Who the fuck is talking about people who are getting killed there at the United Nations? No one of those sons of the bitches and daughters of the bitches. No one of them. Because they all get supported, guys. That's the policy. Policy is dirty business. That's the way it's talking. Why? If Iran attacks someone, they say nothing. But if Israel starts to defend, immediately all the diplomats go to Israel. Yes, you should be silent now. Yes, please not attack. It's better to wait. And this son of the bitches and fuck yourself. Why are they talking that way? Because they all have business relationships with Iran. It's about oil and gas, guys. Understand it, right? So, whatever, we know now how the policy is working. And we know now what is the reality, right? 99% of the stocks are scam. And 99% of the stocks have bought Bitcoin. And if the war comes, 99% of those stocks goes to ground zero, nearly of ground zero, right? And what does it mean for Bitcoin? It means Bitcoin will come down, guys. That's all. That's the reality we're talking here about, right? You can say, okay, DaveBrasco is not right. Do what you want. I was warning you since weeks. I was warning you, right? So I was warning you since here. Look where the price is, guys. The price is here. We had this time, right? In 2023, go on my Instagram. I was warning you here already that we will have the type and the market will come down here again. Even last year, all the posts are there, guys. Go watch it, right? I don't take it away. So, how to deal with that? Now we are in the second part of this long video. The first part, I know, a little bit longer. It was important, again, to repeat and to understand it a little bit better. Why? Because no more news will come out again. So, Bitcoin can go up. The possibility number one, during the next week. Possibility number two, come down. Then after 12 or 16, 24 months, it's starting to go. If that happened, it will be a healthy trend, right? So both are possible, both scenarios, right? And the next possibility is it can go down and stays there for many, many years. This is the worst scenario for Bitcoin holders, for example, if people who are seeing or watching Bitcoin as a kind of investment. But this is also good news now for some guys. So people who have been buying Bitcoin here, how to deal with that? I don't know. Well, if I were some of them, I would immediately take the loss and wait until Bitcoin coming here. If I believe in Bitcoin, to buy Bitcoin cheaper. If I believed in Bitcoin, what I did in my former life, right? But thank God, it's not anymore. So, meaning buy low and cheap, right? And also, it's also better for the holders to buy it cheaper. But at that time, you need also to consider the fundamentals, what the market is really saying about, or the truth is really saying about Bitcoin. If the fundamentals are the same, and at the right moment we see no, the circumstances surrounding Bitcoin price are not looking too good. Okay, if we have, for example, good positive news for Bitcoin, not from Bitcoin agencies, son of the bitches, but around markets, for example, the stock, NASDAQ market, no inflation, dollar going down, interest rates cut, the business is developing very good, inflation going down, whatever, and they go higher, of course. Why? Because then there is more liquidity at the market, people have more money, so they can take also a part of that money and then to invest, for example, in Bitcoin, right? But in this time like now, and then what's very important is we have the recession. We have already a recession, nobody's talking about it, Fed is not talking about it, but if Fed starts to talk about recession, what will happen? Other people say, hey, then Bitcoin gets up. No, exactly the opposite happens. It's coming down. Why it's happening? People who have billions of dollars, yes, they buy Bitcoin even here, they don't care. But you are no billionaire, guys. Because if recession is there, this part of your liquidity and money is less, guy, right? So, and this part, what is there, you need for your survival, paying your rents, paying your food, paying your children, paying the costs that are caused by inflation, guys, right? Therefore, liquidity matters, and not liquidity of the market. We are talking here the liquidity of the traders. They can't afford to put that liquidity in risk. If the market is going up, meaning risk on, right? And if risk on, we see what's happening. Then the bears arrive the market, right? So at this moment of the market, we are risk on, okay? And now I'm going now, as I promised, to show a trading strategy, very simple strategy. how you can maintain the market. And I told you, so I have been, I'm going, but to some I have been sending some posts. If the others who have been sending me messages on Instagram haven't received that post, please tell me, then I'm gonna immediately to send it. Joanne, she is one of our female traders, a very intelligent chick, and she has been started since to analyze especially the crypto market since 24 months ago, and together we have developed now an indicator, and this indicator I'm going to mention. So if some people are interested, they tell me, I send the script free, then I show you what to do. First of all, you must have some conditions. Conditions number one, technically, is you must have access to Tradingview, all right? So then in Tradingview, you should be able of having a membership. I think the lowest one is $12 or $18 per month. You need it because then you can have access to, if you look and you scroll down below the chart, right? This is the chart, the price chart. You scroll it down below, you see these buttons. For example, trading panel, strategy tester, Pine editor, screen, stock screener. And then you click on this Pine editor, and at this Pine editor you copy paste the indicator, what I send you, just a text. You paste, you click on that, you go down, you paste it from the line number 1. Now, there are many lines, numbers, just numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So you paste it, and then you click here, is another button is called add to chart, and you get this indicator automatically get uploaded. So this is the first one, and I tell you why you need it. Then the second reason why you should have a membership account, not making advertising for Tradingview because they pay me or something like that. They don't pay me because that's a good trading community, guys. Okay, then you go then on bar play, you click on that, and then you can simulate. Let's say, for example, here on daily chart, you can see, for example, I want to see how the indicator, for example, responds based on my strategy. This is the first one. The second one is you can have a very good strategy, but if time you trade, you make a lot of losses. And now you want to, for example, see why do you make losses, right? The reason number one is just simple, because you don't follow your rules. For example, in this kind, the indicator says every time red signal, sell. Every time green signal, buy, right? So I will simulate it, very simple. For example, now sell, and then you sell, you see the price going against you, and then it says buy, and then you stop here. So, oh no, I want an indicator that gives me 100%. No, it produces losses. Guys, be serious. Every trading system is producing losses. But the aim is you must stick to your trading plan. That's the reason. Therefore, you need the bar play, because you need to simulate the same situation you have been losing money and to start to follow your rules. For example, the rule says just buy the green, sell the red. Buy the green, sell the red. And then somebody say, okay, 7 times, 8 times after each other you are making the loss, and then you go the other way and then you jump from strategy to another strategy, and therefore it doesn't work. But if you would have followed, for example, the rules of the strategy, what would happen? Maybe that strategy is the holy grail for you. And then your mistake is because you have no discipline to follow the rules. And that way, you can again and again train this situation, especially in those months or weeks you have been losing a lot of money, right? You see, for example, the market tells you stay buy the market. Let's say, for example, here you have buy the market here. The market went down. No, it's good. Then you buy it. Then oh, the market opened here. Now it's a bad strategy. And you see then, oh, if you would be holding and following this strategy, you would be making real profits, right? So this is the number one. The number two is the so-called market price or market patterns trap, right? So I want to make this strategy now, hide it somewhere. We see, for example, the strategy says, right, from here to here, then sell, and then from here buy. And then you see here, okay, the market has its own formation. And the market says go long here, right? So, but the bars, the charts just tell you the market is going down. So exactly going up, exactly the opposite, right? So, and the trading strategy says at this moment go down. Instead of following the rules of your trading strategy, you look what the market is doing, and then you ignore the signals of your strategy, and that causes a lot of big losses. Therefore, there is a solution, right? So here again, the strategy, for example, what do? We go here, we click on that here, we click on hide, and you see now we have no bars anymore, we have only the signals. And you train this situation again and again, right? So whatever happens, and that way you teach your brain only to follow the signals or your strategy rules, right? So let's make it together. Here we are green, we buy. Unless the strategy says green, we stay in the long position. Okay? And this way, you can start to ignore the traps. You can start to slowly ignore the trap of the market, right? So there are periods of time, and this strategy is a trend following strategy, meaning then, for example, now red, we sell. We see here at the beginning, we have a loss of $1,062. Then buy. Now we have a loss of $1,187. So we took two trades. And two losses, but our third trade is now in profit. And whatever happens, we just follow the strategy. So in this strategy I'm not talking about how much money you should have, if you should increase your positions, how you must calculate first the risk, how to put your stop loss, how you trail the stop loss, if you trail the stop loss, where to put it, how to calculate that, right? We are not talking about that. We are just talking about a constant number X of your positions. And as I told you, then you get the script of this indicator from me, because also if people are day traders, I tell you then later on in this video, of course, I will tell you also then how to use the settings, how to create a very simple trading strategy and use that trading strategy also on low time frames, on 1 minute. And when you can, for example, you should close your positions after the day close or during day, right? Now we sell, and now we see we have only a loss of $150. So we made in third signal gave us $1,000 in profit. And see, that way you follow. You're just like a pilot that is simulating its own trading again and again, again and again. If you remember in one of my former videos of the last 2 weeks, I told you I give you a trading system that has, and then we buy, now again $1,015. So I give you a trading system that has a win rate of 20%, meaning 8 of 10 trades are losers, only 2 are winners. But you will be able of making 50, 60, 70% profit with that, right? But it's only the question how to use it, and if to use it, follow the rules that matters, right? This is your playbook. Whatever happens, what news you read, what's happening in the world, you just stick to the trading plan, right? So, and there are many, many trading plans. And now you see here the market going up, we are in big profit. Current loss of the account is $1,015 in minus. Now you don't know where the price is, but you know, okay, the market is currently up. It means only up, right? So we can continue this, and then let's say here then I take profit, and we see account is plus $5,400, right? So we are here, we want to trade today the Bitcoin, but we see this mess, right? This price mess. Okay, should I buy? Should I sell the market? We see here the market then going higher like this, then coming up here like this. All right, what pattern should you use? This is the problem. And if you use a pattern, right, based on your pattern, for example, so people talking about buy, 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 and instead of buying, the market is coming down now, right? How do you know to which direction? Because the only thing you need to make profit in this business is to know 3 directions. That's all. That's the secret, guys. Is the price going up? Is it coming down? Is it going sideways, right? Somebody is saying the price going up, right? For example, here, all right? And somebody is saying, no, the price coming down because the upper price has been here, right? The market made this, meaning then the market is not able to get any more than above this line or this support, so the market will go down. The market, some say the market must go down. Guys, those people have crystal balls. Believe it. They see into the future. The market will go higher. The market will go lower. In my crystal ball, it's going to 200 millions. It's going to zero. Guys, and that's fantasy, right? Therefore, we made this indicator to help you. So, what we need for that is I use the setting of daily, right? You click here, you see we have also source of time frame for you. You click, for example, for daily, D, big D, and then here we have then a second setting, right? Look back period. We take only the trade, or we take only the 6-day trend, right? But we need also some more indicators. The next indicator, what we need is our two moving averages. So this is the first one, and this moving average, the first one, we put the setting at 200 and the time frame at 10 minutes. Okay, time frame 10 minutes. Length 200. Okay. Then the second one is length 200, time frame 2 minutes. Okay, we have two moving averages. The first one 10 minutes, the second one 2 minutes, and then the length of both, each one 200. And now we see here, we can see something very interesting here. For example, if we look at this period, we look here, we see each time the price is coming in between the lines, we have a choppy time, right? Meaning the market is going sideways. And guys, these are periods of the market where you lose 80% of your money. Never trade this. Never trade this. It doesn't matter on which time frame. Never trade that shit. It will take away all your profits away. All right? Then we see here there are times we don't wait for the so-called golden cross. We enter the market. This is enter rule number one. Entry number one. If the price is above two moving averages, we go long. If the price is below, we go short. This is entry rule number one. Entry rule number three. We take only trades where we have the signal. For example, we see here downtrend. The indicator tells you, guy, downtrend, red. What does it mean? It means we take only short trades. So we see here the indicator is red, but the price going up, It's long, long, long. Yes, but the indicator says don't take that trade. We say, okay, sir, we don't. And you come today at the office, you see, okay, what's the correction, the current event of the market, doesn't matter what news. Okay, you just look at the chart on two things. Number one, indicator, red or green? Red, meaning whatever happens here, we take only short trade. So that means trading strategy. So I put it rule 1, only short. So why? Because indicator trend red. Okay, this is rule number 1. We know now. We wait. The market is, let's say today, we see, okay, current, our plan is short, but the market is go long. The market is here. What do? We do nothing. Why? Our plan is now to go short only. So rule number 2, if the indicator is red and price below the both moving averages, we take a short trade. All right? So let's say, for example, a couple of hours later, see here. So again, we are here and we see, okay, our indicator, the last signal was here, downtrend or uptrend? Downtrend. Which color? Red. Means we don't do nothing, we go only short. We could do it, for example, here too, right? We could, for example, do it here too, or here too, or here too. And then, let's say I will simulate this one, where it happened. So we see now currently now short, then we see the price is between the line, and now the price coming down. All right, so this is the current. Okay, this is our entry criteria. Number 2, how much capital should we put in the market? Because we are simulating, we say only one. Because I make another video, I want to mention it, how you can calculate risk. For example, you have, let's say, an account of $1,000, $10,000, $200,000. Guys, before you go in the market, you must do it, and you must calculate it. If this scenario happens, how much risk are you willing to take? Okay, you are not going only to make money from here to tomorrow, and then to go to Acapulco, right? Having nice chicks or nice men or whatever, Lamborghinis. The guys who are making billions, they just take some couple thousands of dollars every day, not the median overnight lives, because they have a perfect risk management. In this case, we say we take the standard size of 1 lot here, because here on TradingView simulator, we cannot go below that number. And this is the entry, and then the exit criteria. Where do we put our exit, right? The stop loss, in case the strategy doesn't work or the market reacts against our strategy, right? So, and therefore, we can have many. I do now in this video mention just the strategy 99% of using. But in the next videos, I'm going to show you what is much more better. So here we put our stop, all right? So above the last swing. And then we sell. we put the stop here. And rule number 3 is, as soon as the market moves in our direction, then we will move immediately our stop to below our opening price or break-even point in case the strategy doesn't work, and to get up, we immediately close the trade. Not enough. If let's say we are here, the market comes here but doesn't go through our price in this side, what can we do? Either if the price comes back above this EMI, we manually take the risk and close immediately, because it's the danger that the market goes through stop. Therefore, we halve the risk of the market. Okay, so and then we make it a little bit slowly. We see the market is against us. The market is against us. The market is against us. We still are in the game. Look here, we still are in the game. Now the price comes back and we immediately close. We take the loss, no matter what. So, and then look what happens. Okay, so wait, the next opportunity, and before we take, we see here, came here before we took the trade, the market went again into the range, meaning, oh, all right, here the sellers are not willing to sell, otherwise they would immediately defend their selling positions to drive back the market. Maybe they want to have another price. So, and we'll let the market go. Now we have another situation. Okay, I didn't take that. So can we take this one? Okay, too late for me. I reacted too late. The price is going again into the range, meaning, all right, no criteria met. The price coming down, but going all the time into the range again. And then finally goes up to the other direction. The trend is down. We want to have only short trade. We have now one trade with minus. And this is the price of Friday. Today is Sunday. And already on Friday and yesterday, the market has done its 6%. So, and didn't come up, right? This indicator is not giving you a signal, understand it? So, yeah, but the signal is coming to the no. It's just confirming trend direction. The market is going up again, but coming down. Don't make the mistake to get trapped. All right, so the signal to enter is following this indicator, plus if the price is down, we get in. If the price immediately goes against and into the range, we close the trade. All right, risk management. So 99% of this strategy is based only on risk management, guys. And now some ask, what is the take profit? And I tell you, when you take profit, it's more than 2 to 1, sometimes 30 or 40 to 1 reward to risk ratio. So we say now the price again touching the downwards, but getting back again. So I risk this one. Put the stop here in case the market goes, and now I immediately, okay, we got hit, break even, you have seen that. I trail the stop, immediately get out, we wait. The market must touch, and then if coming down again, then we get in again. And going up into the range. It's down. So, see guys, I show you first the side and the price going down, going against us, we take out. I'm showing you the sides where every trading system can produce losses, and not like others. They show you only you can make 2 million% a day and buy tomorrow your Lamborghini. That bullshit, because it's not true, right? You should be real. Why? Because if we are honest enough to open our mind for losses, we understand the market better, and we can improve. Only that case, all right? So, we see now the current state of Bitcoin. So, based on this strategy, our strategy is short on low time frame. If we are trading on 1 minute time frame, we see at this moment right now, it is not a good time to buy Bitcoin, but it's either not a good time to sell at this moment. Bitcoin, the price going again, playing now in this range, right? Okay, I will now show you two scenarios of buy and sell. We see now here, if we would, for example, in this scenario, we want buy or sell the market. So, step number one, the last signal, right? We see here, until here the market was short, and then suddenly we got long signals, right? And now today here, we come now, look at the market, and say, oh, okay, the market is down. Should we buy the market? What was the criteria number one? If the market goes above the EMAs. Is the price above or below? The price is below the EMA, but the signal is green, right? Meaning strategy long, but we don't do nothing. We wait until the price going up, and then we wait. So we wait until the price coming up. So we see now, sometimes can happen that in backtesting, it's not generating the signal, so you must refresh like I did now the page. And we see here from here we had a long signal, right? We have been waiting for long, and suddenly the indicator says trend change. Now the bear's attacking, no more longs. If you want to take a trade, you should go short, right? Criteria number one, price must be below the EMAs. Is the price below the EMA? Yes. Is the indicator red? Yes. Criteria met. We go in the market. Where do we put our stop? Based on our capital, we can put, for example, use the market above the last swing, or we can, for example, say I put my stop, I will calculate it, for example, 0.05%. This is the stop, and then position, how much profit, how much position will I risk? For example, we have, so 1%, 2%, 3% of the account, it all matters, all right? So we take a sell, we put the stop here, and then rule number 4, as soon as the market moves for us, we immediately move our stop to trading stop. If the market hits us, we get out of the market, we wait again, because it can happen that the market runs through, comes down, we get in again, all right? We can also say, I make only one trade. If today I take the trade, it's a loss, I stop trading for today. If I take the trade, I make a profit, I stop, I take later then profit, and then I stop trading. Only one trade per day, not more. Some are doing also only one trade per week, guys, right? That's the reason they are so successful, right? So now let's see here what the Bitcoin doing here. All right, criteria met. Rule number 2, remember again, as soon as we are in profit, we trail immediately our stop to our price. Immediately. Our playbook says, whatever you do, don't lose money, try not to lose money. That's all. Profit taking, very simple. Profit taking when trend condition changes. When this green one, this red one is becoming green. That's all, right? Because we can, for example, sometimes put a profit target of, let's say, 1 to 2, the market comes, hits us with profit, and then goes much more deeper. Oh no, I could make more profit. Why didn't I do that? Therefore, we only limit the risk, the loss, but we let the profit run. And then here it goes. And if we put there the stop, the trade stop, we don't move it again. Okay, you see, good strategy, not? So we took that amount of profit. If it was less, it doesn't matter, but we haven't lost money, right? You see here, the market went even through, so no conditions are met now, right? We must wait again, the market coming down, and we practice again and again, only the same strategy. Took the trade. And we see the market then goes for us. Step number 2, we immediately again move our stop to break even. Job done. And now we wait only for new trend indicator signal. And this setting is very strong. I was the whole day back testing it and making a lot of fun with that. So I think for 5 or 6 hours. So just like a video game. So trying some setting, and this setting 6 days or daily 6 period working very good, especially on these periods of the market, but also on the lower time frame. We see, because in backtesting, as the markets are running, that's the bad thing of Tradingview. You see it has generated a lot of signals, but because the market is active, if I would like to practice it on another market which is closed, then it runs bad because of the volatility of trading today. So where has it been? It has been here, I think. The first one, we got the second signal was here. So we take the same trade again. Where was it? So we put it here. Then the stop we put here. Let it run again. Trail the stop. Job done. And then guys, I don't know if you know that, if you click here, for example, on the market, on these 3 dots, and then you go here, click on event, and then session breaks. We see, all right. And do you know what the line are for? The lines represent the new day has begun. This is yesterday. You see the line, the price of yesterday, the price of 2 days ago, the price of 3 days ago, 4 days ago, and so on. And this is the price of today. Let's say, so the market has been, you have been watching the market, but you want to sleep also. And the price, the stop is at this level, right? At the beginning, we put the stop at the high of yesterday. We trailed it immediately to break even. The market made a new low, went up higher, is here, and now let's see what happens. Is the market going to make a new low, or maybe a new higher high? So, because sometimes it can happen, you take a trade and you are for many days, 2, 3, 4, even 14 days, you are in that trade and the market goes with you and produces money, right? And you see now, yesterday you have been taking that trade. The trade works with you, for you. And whatever happens, you leave this trade with profit. Whatever happens, right? In worst case, the market hits your trade stop and you leave the market with profit. Job done. In best case, the market goes lower and then you get here, somewhere here, then a good signal trend change, you close the account, the trade here, and then go long again, and then you take that amount of profit here. But let's see what the market does. The market hits us. Our rule, we take only one trade, that's all. Should we go long? The price is above EMA, but trend is down. Should we take the long trade? No. Simple like this, right? So let's check if we have trend change. No, no trend change. Okay, then okay. Now another example for long. We see the last signal, trend currently down. We take only short trade, but the price going into the range, and then we need to wait. Buy signal, we go immediately long. So guys, as you stay all the time, you see now the market coming down, everybody panicking. Your indicator says, don't worry, stay with the trend. It's up, it will go up again. So you see here, right, where we at, and the market goes up again. So the indicator just tells you the current condition of the market is up. And you have then the strategy, how I mentioned, and you follow the strategy. One thing I forgot is to immediately move the stop to break even. So in this case, I want to take $900 if we get hit. And we take profit if the trend indicator color changes into red to downtrend, we leave the market. See, just with moving averages on low time frame, but we have a logical concept in behind of that. Now the market coming down again. These are part. Yes, when the price below EMA must short. Everybody knows that. No, you don't know this. It depends in which time frame and under which conditions the price coming down here, right? Now look, trend is up, guy, meaning this way. So you see there are a lot of misunderstandings in the books, trading books, a lot of misunderstandings in trading community, a lot of misunderstandings in internet. Therefore, you need to be aware of that. So you can of course use also 1 day trend, 1 minute trend. It shows you the exact trend condition of desired time frame, but I like it a little bit more smooth, free of noise. So I'm very sure we will have also ourselves a lot of fun with this indicator, but you too. As I told you on my Instagram, you DM me, write me a message, and then I will send you the script. But you must have a Tradingview membership, okay? Otherwise you can't use it. It is useless for you. So if you don't have it, just choose the lowest one, I think. And you can, before you do that, read on the descriptions if they offer bar play, and also if you use, for example, your own pine script indicator, you can copy it, yes or no, okay? So not that you paid the money and you can't use that features. But if trading learning, bar play is helping you a lot. You see here, the difference is, we see here, and we see here, the trick is stick to your plan, right? Should we go short here? Some say, hey, the market down somehow. No, my profit is down. Yes, but maybe the market can go higher. Who knows? You don't know that. I know that, but you don't know that. Because I have also some other indicators. So, and you see, you stick with the plan and the market goes up again, especially on lower time frame. We have very, very big fluctuations. We have very, very big volatility. And that is the reason number one, 99% losing their money. But nobody's telling you guys. But in this channel, I tell you only the truth, guys. That's your secret that nobody is knowing. And that's good. This is almost my goal, to help you to become better traders. And these drawdowns are always part of the business. Yeah, this is drawdown. So the capital, our capital is moving that way, and then making that way, and then making that way, making that way, and then making that way, and so on. And this is our aim, yeah, to increase our capital profit potential as much as we can. And there is no trend change. The trend is up, right? We trade on the lower time frame based on the trend of the higher time frame. Is that good? Good indicator? If yes, put a like there, a comment, DM me on my Instagram. Don't hesitate. I told you I give it as thank you for your support for free, guys. So you don't charge money, right? We want to create, to develop a very strong trading community together worldwide, where we communicate together. Maybe one day we can meet each other, I don't know. So if I'm making some seminars, I will tell you all. If we can meet, why not? That's wonderful. But I know, and you know, behind every profile in TradingView, there's a human, real human being, as I know you are a real human being, right? And we communicate with each other. Put your experiences about trading, your questions, also your positive experiences. And because I want to learn also something of you, it does not mean that I am a god of trading, guys. I have a lot of experiences, but because I am always wanting to learn something new, right? So I'm very open-minded like you do, and of course I'm sure I can learn also something from you. So, and this is what I love about trading. Trading every day something different, every day something new. I love this business. From the first time, many years, now I am going to around 30 years of trading I'm doing. Unbelievable. But I fell in love with trading from the first moment through all good moments and bad moments of my trading, but I never stopped. That's maybe a good strength of me, that I have very long endurance. So therefore the sports I am making, I was a fat guy, you know. So, and as I started to make sports, I started with running, right? So I wanted to run marathon. I never ran a marathon. I did it one time I did. But I was dead after that. But I was running, there was times as a student, I was running nearly more than 20 kilometers every day. So during the last weeks, I'm missing it a little bit. And then I started with judo, jiu-jitsu, and then bodybuilding. So making also my endurance training, but I'm going now to train for half marathon because I'm missing that feeling of running. It's meditating feeling, giving me a sense of meditation during that you run, you know, that sense, a feeling of peace, of freedom. And for trading, you must be also very healthy. I'm smoking too. I'm going now to reduce it. So we see here now the market. We see here that the market has a lot of problems now to break the resistance. And somewhere here I marked then this yellow line. We will get then that trend change number somewhere here, right? But you got the idea, especially in Bitcoin. There are markets is working much more better. In Solana, in Ethereum, whoa. You have markets that they are only trending. They have also some volatility, for example, at Solana. We see but also in Bitcoin, because of this hype in behind of that, of this volatility come into play. Well, but look at this, where we have taken our trade at 53 in 1 minute chart, guys. 53, we traded the market from 53 now to 69 in one trade. 53. Now, if you want to close that trade, in one trade with one lot, one full lot, you would be making $15,000. So, and you see that's the market of today. What you see here, the indicator giving you really good signals. Of course, during this time we have our criteria. Sometimes we have also losses based on this strategy. But you see here, for example, you stay all the time only with the trend. On low time frame, you time your entries. That's all. And then you monitor. You put your stop, you trail immediately your stop. Don't do anything. You stop hit, your criteria met, you wait for the next opportunity, okay? So, guys, I hope you have been enjoying this video. It's 2 hours of video. And so again, we see that Bitcoin hesitating at this moment because of the hype and sheerness. People are waiting for a lot more. Bitcoin at 64,630 now. So you don't know what's happening, what will happen maybe. And then I make now the trade plan for the coming days, and then you get some posts of me. All right, have a good time, guys.